So there's only 6 minutes, let me see it.
Made to the semi-finals of the Berlin Major. It was the greatest achievement in the history of Aussie CS, and the dude is basically an honorary Australian. And like any true blue honorary Australian, he also has a bit of a problem. So jkaem, if you don't know, is a veteran CS pro with a very long history in the scene. His first real rise to prominence happened in the 2016 version of FaZe, and he had a string of good results with the Australian lineup Renegades and is currently in a team called BC Gaming. And being such a well-known and well-tenured player, a lot of people have been willing to trust him over the years.
I don't mean to be disrespectful, chat. Guys, is the voice like troll or... Chat, is it real?
And that trust appears to have been a mistake. So last night, a series of tweets were put out by a skin collector called Urslan. In March 2023, I lent out skins to jkaem to play with during the Paris Major, now worth 11k USD. Months later, he had gambled my skins away. After a year of excuses, lies and deceit, I have no choice left but to go public. These are the skins, by the way, and here is jkaem playing with them at the Major. jkaem then told Urslan he was going to rebuy the skins in better condition, except he didn't. He then proceeded to stall for months and months and months and months. Urslan then gave him a deadline, which jkaem didn't meet, and when Zipple intervened and that didn't help either, Urslan finally gave up and went public. Now, this thread immediately got a lot of attention. As you can see, there was 12k likes when I took this screenshot. I'm sure there's even more by now, and a lot of people quickly started noticing that jkaem's behavior here made no sense. Firstly, the dude would have made hundreds of thousands of dollars from stickers at the Paris Major. Now, I'll include some simple numbers on the screen, but I think you'll agree the maths is definitely not mathing on this one. jkaem also has gambling sponsors. Gambling sponsors pay really well, so again, why couldn't jkaem afford to pay this guy back? And it was at this stage that the inevitable
Yeah, well, why didn't he just give him the skin back? He doesn't have to buy it back. Like, I'm sorry, maybe why the guy gambled it. Like, he could just
started happening, and other people started coming forward. In fact, it turns out jkaem is what you might describe as a serial skins borrower. In fact, it quickly became apparent that this stuff was well known behind the scenes and had just been kept quiet until now, and jkaem had even been kicked out of the Discord server for lending CSGO pros your skins due to his misconduct. So how many people are accusing jkaem of scamming? Well, I can reveal that the number of accusers is about 30, and you may have seen a figure of 300,000 floating around. I can also confirm that figure is accurate. Now, I do want to emphasize, these are only allegations, and some of these allegations, based on what I've heard, may not be entirely black and white. But what is black and white at this point is that they...
So basically, this is just like a slicker situation where the guy asks everybody for skins and doesn't pay people back because he gambles it away or whatever. And then it's literally just a slicker situation.
Is a pattern of behavior when it comes to jkaem. You don't need to be Scooby-Doo to figure out what's caused it. So jkaem, as you might imagine, is a gambling addict. In fact, by his own testimony, he's been a gambling addict ever since he turned 18. And this is of course at the root of the problem. Where has all this money gone? jkaem gambled it. Now, after briefly deleting his account, jkaem came back and gave an apology which I think we can safely say is less bad than Maniac's. Importantly, he states he's going to make everything right with the help of his team. His team is owned by a gambling site, if you're wondering, so there you go. The guy with a gambling addiction who's playing CS for a gambling site is going to be paying off his gambling debts with the help of that gambling site. And you know what? If this means the people he owes money get paid back, that's great, but you may also be seeing a bit of a problem here. Now, obviously it is a good thing that jkaem is finally owning up to his problem, but what's not so good is that it's taken 12 years and someone actually calling him out publicly to get to this point. He also seems to have gone to considerable lengths to keep it covered up this whole time. According to Zipple, he was drip feeding repayments to debtors who were afraid to go public in case they never...
I thought it was gonna be a massive, like, super drama. Bro, this is just like some guy who's just fucking... just borrowing money and failed to pay it back. Like, I don't
got paid at all. And this is not something you do by accident. And at this stage, sorry can only really mean so much. But to throw jkaem a bit of a bone, it's not like his job is great for a gambling addict, is it? I mean, it's not just that he's currently like paid by a casino and sponsored by a casino and has gambling sites giving him offers in the comments.
Well, 3K is a lot. I'm just saying, it's kind of crazy because Slicker stole a bad same amount, and everybody moved mountains for that event. Same.
When he's
People seem to be
apologizing
caring
for
a lot about
being a
this.
gambling addict, he's been in this situation basically since he started playing. His stint on FaZe, for example, that was fun.
Sup?
Can I borrow your phone?
You want what?
I need to use your phone. For face scan thing.
Oh, 2K thing?
No, Enzoy.
Oh, you're fine. You can go with it.
I don't. Oh, I do. Say
Yeah, another password.
38
Alright,
months
see ya.
xQcL.
By a casino, and although I can't get footage of it, I know jkaem would degen on that particular gambling site. Now, gambling addictions are difficult to break. Obviously, they are addictions, but if you are a gambling addict, being a Counter-Strike pro is really not great. And while that doesn't mean that you don't have personal responsibility or a responsibility to fix the harm you've caused, a responsibility.
Yo, listen, I actually agree with this. Dude, imagine all the pressure he felt by everybody fucking. It could definitely impact, and he could find a solution in pro play, what I feel like, you know?
To fix your own life, there's no doubt
That's
jkaem's
risky.
job made a bad situation worse. However, the point I wanted to make from this story isn't just that CS is a gambling problem. I mean, no shit, of course it does, we all know that. The problem is also that pros just don't get any financial guidance from their orgs. If you ever get to meet a CS pro and you want to hear some juicy stories, don't ask them about the big games. Ask them about accounting, because tons of CS pros have problems with their finances. And it makes sense that they do. You get a bunch of young guys who don't know how to handle money, because why would they, who suddenly find themselves making heaps of cash with no idea what to do with it while being surrounded by a bunch of bad influences. And even if they're not losing everything to gambling addictions, chances are they're probably fucking up their
Okay.
taxes or something like
Hold
that.
on.
And don't just take that from me, take that from Stiko. jkaem is an extreme example, but he's part of a much bigger problem in the pro scene. And this problem is caused by orgs not taking the time to sit their players down with a financial advisor. They'll pay for nutritionists, they'll pay for sports psychologists, so they should be able to pay for this too. And the amount of hardship it would save some pros is immense. The gambling sites can't be helped, they're not going away, but this definitely can be helped, and I think it'd be great if it was taken more seriously. Anyway, that's...
I mean, all true. Next. I'm not being snappy, was I? What happened? Guys, I know my password for my thing. What is this?